Peace and Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters. This is your big brother, Dr.Umar Ifatunde Oguntade. And I want to say this to you, brothers and sisters. I'm inside of your school, my school, our school, the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I want to say something. Brothers and sisters, this election should show you something. This election should show you something very, very important. And the one thing that this election should show you right now, all American Africans, is that going into the future, for the foreseeable future, the most important minority group, so-called minority group in this country, are the Latinos. Much respect to the Latinos. I have nothing negative to say about the Latino family. But brothers and sisters, 85% of American Africans voted for Kamala Harris, and Donald Trump still won the White House. 85% of American Africans voted for Kamala Harris, and Donald Trump still won the White House. You want to know why? Because there's more Latinos in America than American Africans. There's more Latinos in America than American Africans. And because there's more Latinos in America than American Africans, if you get enough of the Latino vote, you don't need the black vote. If you get enough of the Latino vote, you don't even need the black vote. That's what this election should have shown you. So what are you saying, Dr. Ifatunde Oguntade? So what are you saying, Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade? What I'm saying, brothers and sisters, is we better organize and institutionalize before it's too late. The only thing that's going to save black people are themselves. The only ones who are going to save black people are ourselves. This election has proven that there is a changing of the guard. The Latino is now the most sought after so-called minority group or people of color group in this country. Donald Trump won the Latino vote, and so he won the election. It didn't matter how many black people voted for Kamala Harris. It didn't matter how many black people voted for Kamala Harris. The Latino vote, because there's more of them than us. And now that the migrants are here, and the migrants' children will be having children, so that Latino population is only going to mushroom. That Latino population is only going to explode. I don't have anything negative to say about the Latinos. My message is to the American Africans, it's time to get up and stand up. My message is to the American Africans, it's time to get up and stand up. If we don't save ourselves, we will not be saved, brothers and sisters. Looking to the government to save you, thinking the black vote is going to save you, them days are over. Either black people will save black people or black people will perish. Either black people will save black people or black people will perish. The vote is no longer a viable strategy for black redemption. The vote is no longer a viable strategy for black protection. The vote is no longer a viable strategy for black liberation. It still matters when you vote in your state. Governor, your vote matters. If you live in a predominantly black city, your vote matters. I'm not talking about U.S. Congress. I'm not talking about your judicial elections. I'm not talking about mayor and city council. I'm talking about the presidential election. The presidential election. When it comes to the presidential election, everybody's going to go after the Latino vote. They could give a damn about the black vote. So stop waiting around for elections to change our reality and our situation. Only we can change our reality and our situation, brothers and sisters. Only we can change our reality and our situation. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. The election has spoken for itself. The election has spoken for itself. The election has spoken for itself. Either African people will save themselves or we will not be saved at all. It's up to us. American Africans, let's get organized. Let's get strong. Join me at Nat Turner Land tomorrow, November the 11th, Monday, November the 11th, at the Cape Ron Roriton Club in Nat Turner Land. We're going to celebrate Nat Turner, Harry Hart, Nelson, Sam, Travis, Jack, Will, Cherry, all the Nat Turner army. And we're going to talk about how to pull ourselves out of this situation. Pan-Africanism will perish, unify or die, black queens forever, snow bunnies never. of California, Gavin Newsom, and I say, what percentage of contracts did black people get? I don't know what percentage of contracts black people got, but people of color got 30% of California contracts. Ain't a black person on the list. People of color, Brother Nick, is a way for them to take care of everybody else and exclude black people while making you think you included as well. I don't want to hear about people of color because all these other groups within the rainbow, stay with me, can't stand black people any more than white folks. So one of the biggest mistakes we've made in the post-civil rights era was allowing this government to redefine us as people of color. We are not people of color. We are the American Africans, the descendants of those who were kidnapped, brought here, and forced to work for free. We have nothing in common with the Asians, the Latinos, the East Indians, the Arabs, the Chinaman. None of them were enslaved, Nick. Everybody came to America as people. We came to America as property.
We know there's a lot of pageantry in the presidency.
Mostly pageantry, I would argue.
So, as a Pan-Africanist, what we have representing our country as the United States of America can be one or two things right now. Billionaire, older white man who has been known to not care about the black community.
Correct.
Or a black woman that at least shows that she has some sense of compassion, empathy for the people of the United States of America.
But this is the same woman who said, I'm not going to do anything that's going to only benefit black people, while she sat in office and watched President Joe Biden pass an anti-Asian hate bill, anti-Asian hate executive order, Native American executive order, LGBTQ executive order, and law.
Now, those are a lot of semantics in the sense because we've heard this argument before. She can say a lot of that stuff is taken out of context. A lot of the process of when she's saying she wants to do things for all people and not just black people specifically. We're going back to what I said, as in the pageantry of representation. You still would lean more to say that you would, this old, rich, billionaire, 1% white man, be the representation of the United States of America, opposed to a woman who has done the work.
What work?
She's definitely done community work.
What has she done for black people?
So I got to just ask this question then. Who is Dr. Umar Johnson voting for?
I don't have a reason to vote for either candidate. I might show up and vote for the Honorable Frederick Douglass. I might vote for Queen Mother Ida B. Wells.
Marcus
I might vote for Sojourner Truth. I might vote for Booker T. I might vote for Fred Hampton, George Jackson. But I promise you one thing, I'm not voting for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris.
So what's the solution?
For Vice President Harris, she can get my vote. Former President Trump, he could get my vote. Make a public pledge of what you're going to do for us when you get in there. That includes one of the 5 major areas of concern for black America.
Which are?
Miseducation, mass incarceration, homelessness and gentrification, police assassination, and economic apartheid. Peace and Pan-Africanism. I just had to shout out my UK family. This is King Kong. I'm at the Legacy Center in Birmingham, UK, and I didn't even know that I was in the Legacy Center. Do you feel me? You got Garvey, you got Douglas, and you got the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I didn't even know I was up here like this. Now, to my USA Africans, my American Africans, I don't think I'm hanging up like this in none of our museums and centers. You feel me? So y'all better get with it before I move to the UK and get me a Birmingham queen and a London queen, extra thick in the thighs, all right? So get y'all act together. I'm here with my ancestors, Douglas and Garvey, and I just want to shout out the artists. You know what I mean? He got the history here and everything. I'm going to have him come to the school and do a big version of this, but shout out to Birmingham. Thank you to everybody who came out tonight. Nothing but love. We're going to do London tomorrow. See y'all at the Goldsmith University. And then we're going to see y'all at Manchester Sunday at the West Indian Community Center, Manchester, the first time in 10 years since the 70th anniversary of the Manchester Conference back in 2015. It's all love.